Hi, good morning. Today is July 27th. This is the 27th, isn't it? Yeah, 2018. As I had been telling you all about various crimes and things I went through while living in East St. Louis, Illinois. Like I told you, we had a person that lived, which is a suspect, and she will be convicted for the crimes that she committed. The one known as called herself Perdisha Farmer Watson Hunt, told her father John Hunt lived over there by the new Mount Sinai Baptist Church. Anyway, make a long story short, she knew I was getting a house built in Los Angeles. She knew all this. She knew all my business, kept being nosy, listening on my phone calls. Like I had a phone jack in my room. She'd be in the other room, listening on the phone calls and just being nosy, rambling. Nell outside sitting on the porch checking for the mail. Come to find out, he used to be sitting over there with Steve. And not Steven. Steven is the one that dated Kim Combs. And Steve was the one that dated Maxine Jackson. Steve is the one that had the crooked teeth. He used to be sitting on Pat porch all the time. Him and Chantel, that dude, Chantel, that's a man, born with a penis, waiting on the mailman, him and Deisha and them. Then after a while, when I caught them, he kind of stopped. Next thing you know, that's when Maxine brother started doing the same thing and all that type of stuff. It still was all them. They kept on doing it. They'll go on there and be licking and sucking all on Deisha, having sex with her in order to steal. And every time she turned around and find out something, she'll tell Beyonce and them and everybody else. Then she'll try to clear it up after she the one that started all the shit. They didn't live there. They didn't live there. They had no reason to even know certain specific things. Like the same thing too, Jay-Z is going to be held accountable for unauthorized usage and being listening to my home. I don't know what he did, how in the world he knew everything me and Future was talking about with shoes and music and all this type. I'm talking about he know word what we said verbatim. Now goddamn, some people good, the FBI good, the CIA may be good, but goddamn, the only way they get that good, goddamn, they got to be sitting there listening, and have to be extensive listening going on. So he did some unauthorized stuff he had no business doing too. But my point is, she's going to be held accountable for what she did. Now, I was told by some other agents, they was like, hey, get you a group of friends, have some people to hang around you, and let them, they was telling me that some people hang around me and let them be employed by me, and we kind of just look out for each other, for security, because that's what I was doing with Pig. Now, the Pig I'm talking about is Keisha and Bird Daddy. And they used to call my daddy Pig too. But this Pig I'm talking about is Keisha Daddy. Keisha wasn't even born in, I don't think. But make a long story short, they was coming by. They used to be on their motorcycles and used to come by there and check. And next thing, one thing led to another. And Anthea started calling the police on them, so she didn't want to hear no motorcycles. Because she found out they was looking out for me, because whenever they was around, wasn't nothing going on, wasn't nobody arguing. She couldn't steal, lie, do anything that she, wanted to do. And that was the situation, Next thing I know, Matt Rogers, when they call herself Matt Rogers, then they joined in, and all one thing just led to another. The chaos, the lies, the mockery, anything. Everybody was just looking out for self and didn't care about the situation, how I lived, or what I had. They just was trying to get what they can get, but they didn't get it out of me. They was actually stealing. Bottom line, theft. Bottom line, I love my children all my heart. I would never regret any of the good people I've met while living in Illinois, and some of the good people I met in Missouri. And but the thing is that they put people in positions to go out their way when those situations should never occurred or ever should have been there or presented in the first place. When I used to be trying to leave and do this, that, and other, take care of my business, I always was throwing a monkey wrench somewhere. But the bottom line, when the shit hit the fan, the rapper known as Ludacris, the one that called himself Christopher Bridges, no nobody never talking to him anyway. I used to be talking to the one that used to be on Facts of Life, Todd Bridges, all the time. See, that was that too. And Ty, the one that, you know, Ty Bridges said the same thing. He knew that. They went after him, threw a monkey wrench at him. He didn't know what the hell was going on. It was Luda now, the rapper known as Ludacris. And the man known as Afro Lee Spinks supposed to been, Afro Lee Spinks singing supposed to been the rapper Ludacris' father's cousin and all this type of stuff. It was all them. Afro played that role, acting as if he had my best interest at heart when he never did. He never did. He was lying, stealing, conniving, doing anything he could hear, acting like he was helping, but all the time he was trying to help himself. He knew the truth the whole doggone time too. You know, he's going to be held accountable for his actions. Nicholas knew that too. See, Nicholas, the one that Afro said his son, took responsibility for his own crimes, turned himself in, and made sure he was on the sexual predator list and all that. He did that himself because he's wanted to be held responsible for what he did. He said he had no business listening to Yvette and Afro when I told him that in the beginning. You know, but he kept on pursuing it and thought it was a good thing to do because they was giving him money and buying clothes, and he was just being rebellious all type of ways. You know, but when I think he had a child of his own or somebody had a baby, he started feeling bad about the things he did. So he took responsibility. A lot of people took responsibility. Usman took responsibility for himself too, about that teenage girl. You see what I'm saying? John Cook took responsibility for something he did not even do at all. Somebody lied, the girl mama lied, the girl lied, and all this type of stuff, and he got caught up, but he blamed himself for not even asking the girl for an ID. He said he shouldn't even listen to the mama or her, you know. And that was the situation with John Cook. They used to be with Ness and them and all of them, whatever. And Joni now. But that's all I got to say right now. Nicole, Tasha, y'all knew about her. It's been all of y'all the whole time. Out of sight, out of mind, y'all out of our lives. Y'all gotta deal with them people at them prisons now. You too, the one that called herself Nicole Turner. John Middlebrook, all you all. And all you police that took up for John Middlebrook when he lied and act like people was bothering him and all the time it was about me and my kids. He kept talking about I was talking about him and his. And all that time that stuff was going on with me and mine. John Middlebrook, a.k.a. Noodles. Well, nobody really dealing with him. He always invading and bringing himself somewhere. He's no good. He knew the whole time his mama really didn't like Cheryl. You know, he knew all this. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.